Seriously, what is going on inside a cat's head? It's one of those big life mysteries, right? Well, today we're going to try and tackle it. We're breaking down this hilarious conversation from the Paws and Whiskers podcast to maybe, just maybe, figure out the weird charm of our feline friends.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. The podcast hosts kick things off with a question I think every single cat owner has asked themselves at some point. Are our cats these sweet, cuddly little angels we see all over the internet? Or is there something a little more sinister, a calculating mind at work behind those big, adorable eyes?
And this debate is set up perfectly by the two hosts. So on one side, you've got Lena. She lovingly says that cats are, well, a little bit evil. Like they're tiny royals, and you're just there to serve them. But then you have Dara on the other side, and she argues, no, they're just misunderstood. They're just picky about when they show you love.
So Lena brings up this classic situation, and I know some of you have been here. It's the middle of the night, you're dead asleep, and you just wake up. And your cat is just staring at you. Not making a sound, not moving, just staring with this intensity that makes you suddenly question all your life choices.
And Dara's comeback here is just perfect. She completely flips it around. She's like, your cat isn't being creepy, it's your landlord, and they're here to collect the rent. And what's the rent? Oh, food, attention, and a whole lot of respect. All of a sudden, that 3 a.m. stare down makes a weird kind of sense, doesn't it?
So this whole idea that cats are kind of running the show, that they expect you to pay up for their company, that gets us to the core of what makes their affection feel so special. It's not something they just give away for free. It really feels like something you have to earn.
And that's really the heart of it, right? Because cats are so independent, so selective. When they do show you affection, it feels like a real accomplishment. I mean, when a cat decides to sit on your lap or rub up against your leg, that's not just some random thing. That's a conscious choice. They've looked you over, they've sized you up, and they've decided you're worthy, for now.
And maybe the ultimate reward, the grand prize, is the purr. In the podcast, they call it natural therapy. And get this, it's not just a sign that your cat is happy. There's actual research that suggests the frequency of a cat's purr can literally lower our own stress and anxiety. It's like this healing vibration that you have to earn. How cool is that?
Okay, so we've established that earning a cat's love is a big deal. It's like winning a tiny, furry trophy. But what actually makes them happy? The answer might be way, way simpler than you think.
I mean, this list just perfectly captures the simple soul of a cat. You can go out and buy the most expensive, tricked-out cat toy on the market, and they'll be more interested in a piece of string. The absolute peak of feline luxury. Not some fancy bed, nope, an empty cardboard box. And you have to envy their daily schedule, right? Groom, sleep, maybe play for a minute, and of course, silently judge every single thing you do.
And Dara just nails it here. The whole cat in a box thing, it's not just a funny meme, it's a perfect window into how they think. The podcast actually brought up that there's science behind this. They did studies on shelter cats and found that giving them a box helps them calm down and adapt way faster. It's their safe space, so it's not just them being weird, it's how they feel secure.
So, after all this, after looking at the judgmental stares, the hard-earned affection, the obsession with cardboard, where do we land? What's the final verdict in the great cat debate? Are they good or just a little bit evil?
Well, the way they wrap it up in the podcast is actually pretty heartwarming. Are they a little bit evil? Yeah, maybe. Are they misunderstood? Oh, for sure. They're weird, they're unpredictable, they play by their own rules. But honestly, that's exactly why we love them. You can't separate their strangeness from the absolute joy they bring into our lives.
And that brings us right to the final question, which they hinted at in the podcast sign-off. A question that really gets to the heart of your relationship with your own cat. At the end of the day, it's all about their approval, isn't it? So, does your cat allow hugs? Think about that the next time you get that 3 a.m. stare. Have you paid your rent today?